English language paper 1 story. Surprises catch everyone out, especially when not expected. Drowning. That was my first thought. The icy waters stabbing my muscles awake, the carbon in my lungs and the strain on my brain were all kicking my body into overdrive. I needed air. I flailed my limbs about to figure out which way was up. I think I'd found it. I pounced for the surface, desperate to reach my sanity. I kept kicking and kicking, virtually sprinting for air. My freedom, I was so close, so heart-burningly close. I could breathe again. My brain started slowing down, my adrenaline stopped pumping, I could breathe again. My lungs cooled down and refilled with oxygen. I wish I could have lived in that moment a while longer, but I then realized that this place was giving me a feeling of dread. There was no fish, no coral, and none of those nice white tiles. I looked around. I was quite surprised. It was big, very big. In fact, this was not a pool or a lake. This was real life. This was the ocean. It all suddenly dawned on me. How did I get here? Where the hell actually am I? And what is that drone in the distance? I flicked my head round. I caught a glimpse of what appeared to be a helicopter. They must have dumped me here, I thought. Anyways, I need to figure out what to do. After a few moments of understanding my situation, I randomly began swimming in what I might as well call north. I then began my never-ending quest for something significant. I was cold at first, but I warmed up as I powered my muscles. Onward and onward I swam. It was a surprisingly gentle breeze out at sea. The waves were quite small and they barely needed any attention to keep myself from going under again. It was surprisingly enjoyable. In fact, I was almost enjoying myself swimming along in the ocean. It was at that moment that my mood left with the greatest leap possible. I saw land. I swam faster. The sooner I reached the island, the better off I could be. As I walked up the beach, I noticed the gray skies above me and the dullness of the island in front. This isolated piece of land gave me ominous feelings, particularly with the dark coolness of the mist drifting around me. I realized the forest was dying and the luscious grass was soil. Swiftly, I ran up the hill, careful to avoid the two gaping caverns on the southeast and southwest sides. As I approached the top, I allowed myself to slow down and understand. I looked around me at the island and felt like it did the same. It was shaped like an upside-down egg, with two deathly similar lakes northwest and northeast, equidistant from its centerpiece, which I had previously trampled. My island also gave way to a dead forest northern of my two lakes. Ominous was the only word to describe it. Hissing behind, I flicked round to catch a glimpse of white flashing, camouflage monster with an inverted grin far wiser and more evil than that of the Grinch. Its internal explosion became my truly inevitable downfall, and my last thought was the realization of why this place was unconsciously called Skull Island. Surprises catch everyone out, especially me.